All right, good morning, everybody. All right, just a couple things going on. On the small account, I don't have anything on, haven't put anything on. Still sitting at 213 on that small account. Not seeing anything I really like this morning. I do have some setups. I'm not taking them right now on the small account, buying the gold, but I'm letting them buy in the gold go. Now on the stocks, I'm long CCCC. Let's pull those up. Long CCCC, looking for some upper targets. Yang is probably going to be one of those I'm going to carry most of the day, so I'm not too worried about Yang. And that is it. I do have a buy on the gold. Like I said, I'm not going to touch it on the small account. Let's look at gold. Yeah, upper target on the gold would be 2004. Glenn, how are you doing this morning? You're predicting no change? Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, they could. I mean, they could lower it a little bit on the rates, but I think it's either going to be they're going to lower it or not going to touch it. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those two things. We'll see. We shall see. very quiet. I don't want to go too heavy today, at least not this morning on the stocks. But have a long on CCC and YANG. I see some I really like, I'll jump into it, but a little bit heavier. But I don't see anything right now that I'm very excited about. So that's okay. Sometimes your best trade is no trade. It doesn't mean there's always an opportunity. So just because you're sitting in front of the screen all day doesn't mean you have to trade. A lot of people overtrade. They want the excitement, so they trade and they end up blowing themselves out because they make trades up because they're tired of waiting for a good setup. But that's a recipe for disaster. So just be patient. If you can't be patient, turn off the screen and walk away. We've all been there, done that. All right, I'm going to buy a little bit of STTK. Don't want to go too crazy with it. Once again, just put on 300. Let's get some targets here. Okay, I see an 82. And I see an 85. STTK could be the one that runs today, so we'll see. I'm thinking probably choppy markets, yes, up till the release, which is at what, 2 Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern. Talking about what they're going to do with interest rates. So usually on a day like that, it could be very choppy. You got to be careful. So you don't want to go overboard. You don't want to trade too much. Yeah, that's a big, you talk about not being able to take a trade. That happens to a lot of people. They freeze. And it's something you just got to get over. You got to get over that paralysis, right? That trade, you can't push the button. And that's what happens to a lot of traders. It's pretty common because you're afraid of taking a loss. And until you get over fear of taking a loss, you can't be a trader. You just can't trade. Just like any other business, you can't ever start a business if you're afraid of losses. You're going to have expenses in a business, just like trading. So yeah, it's a big problem for a lot of people. They take a trade, they lose, and then they can't pull the trigger again afterwards. And those are usually the winning trades. So they end up taking all the losing trades and missing all the winning trades. So that's why I always suggest start with a simulator account or demo account, whatever you want to call it, and practice until you're consistent. If you can be consistently profitable in a simulated account, then jump into a real account, but really small. Just start off with a small account size and see if you can be consistent with that. Don't go overboard. Don't quit your day job. So you can see here in STTK, it did hit my 2 upper levels, but I'm still in because I don't think that we're done with this yet. So I do see some further out targets. So I'm going to just play it out. I'm not overextended, so I'm good on that. CCC, it's getting up to its 3rd target here. I'd really like to see if I can't make this to the opening and see what it does on the opening. So I'm hanging tight here and waiting for the opening. So still haven't done anything on the small account. The small account challenge, it doesn't give me a lot of room to do much, so I have to be very selective. Still no trade, sitting at 213. Yeah, Glenn. So when you're working with the small account, I'm having it's definitely a challenge if you're not used to it. A bigger account definitely helps because it gives you a lot more flexibility and how many that you can put on and whether you can take a trade and then reverse if you need to. So you got to be very selective. That's why right now with this small size account, I have to stick with the metals, the gold, and the energies, natural gas, crude oil. There is a buy right now in gold, but I'm letting that go. And the reason I'm letting that go is uh, I'm not too excited about what I'm seeing on the charts. So just because you may get a setup doesn't necessarily mean you take everything blindly. You have to look at the overall market. So I've let that buy go on the gold. Now I did take it on the bigger account, but I can't do it on the small account. All right, so let me see what else I have on CCC. CCCC. All right, having some new targets developed. Wow, 329. $337.
DRM.
Taking a look at gold. That's going to be my upper target up here on gold. 2004. See where my stop's going to be on this. I am long gold on the bigger account, not on the small account. Yeah, it's going to have to come down quite a bit here. Let's see. Right before it takes out those lows, around 89.
SSMT. SSMT.
Okay, I'm going to add a couple other 100 shares on STTK. All right, we should come to at least 470 up here now. STTK. Good morning, Jeremiah.
IMX.
Still nothing on the small account. All right, so we're once again about a minute out here before the opening bell. As you know, I move over to our Discord. If you would like to join us and be a part of our Discord group, you can go to my website, innovativetradingstrategies.com. Sign up for that. You'll be able to continue to watch me throughout the day trade live, as you're seeing right here. The first 30 minutes is just give you a taste of what I do. Right now, we're just sitting tight on, we have 3 stocks that we're playing. I have gold on in my big account along the gold. I don't have anything on the small challenged account. Not sure I'm going to do much on that. We'll just have to wait and see how things play out with this interest rate decision coming out here at 2 p.m. Eastern. And so I'm going to move over now. So anybody, any questions? You can reach me via my website, innovativetradingstrategies.com. Also in the morning, if you have questions, feel free to ask myself or the moderator, Glenn. He'll be glad to answer your questions. If there's anything you want us to look at in the morning show for those first 30 minutes, be glad to do that as well. That'd have to be a stock that I'm trading, but I'll be glad to run it against my patterns and my against the Einstein formula and see what kind of price targets we have for you. And that is gonna wrap it up. Okay, folks, I'm moving over, and we'll do a recap tonight on everything, and hopefully see y'all again first thing tomorrow morning. Take care.